Coaching accountability. Start with a manager versus a coach. A manager to me is somebody that knows it all, tells it all, and that feels like they're the only ones that can do the job properly and the right way. And they don't delegate. They just see the results and they go for the results that they want to achieve, and they drag everybody else along with them. A coach, a great coach, is totally different. They focus on the individual and making sure that every individual in every position is the best they can be and getting better, because they know they can't play the game. The players have to play the game, and that's the mindset we all have to come to. We got to become great coaches, and to do that we have to reside in quadrant 2. We have to be working on the business, and we have to develop a team that can do better as a team than we can do individually. We're going to talk about 2-second lean, and we're going to then have the summary of what we've talked about. So leaders speak last. We've talked about it before. Every meeting, every decision point, every planning meeting, every question that comes across your desk, you have to speak last. Always speak last. Don't even shake your head as you hear other people see the problem, own the problem, solve the problem, and then do the problem. In a group or on one-on-one, in one-on-one settings, both. Very, very hard to do, but it's critical. Once you do that, you get people that feel that someone's hearing them. You will get their real thoughts and feelings, untainted by what you think and feel. Because believe it or not, the minute you open your mouth, people listen and hold back things that don't necessarily agree with what you do. They walk away owning the results, and that's what we want. We want people accountable for results that see the problem, the issue, the opportunity, they own it, they solve it, and then they do it. So as a leader, as a coach, you need to speak last. So let's talk about the things you need to do to be a great coach. First is weekly coaching conversations. These are 10 or 15-minute conversations with your direct reports. This is done in practice. This is coaching in practice. This is leading in practice, not in the game. How can I help you? No more reviews. You're doing this on a weekly basis. People know where they stand. Use a weekly coaching scorecard, and you provide personal goals, learning, behavioral change, accountability, and engagement in practice, not in the game. Too many managers, nearly all business managers, go in and show and tell people how to do things. A great coach could never get away with that in the game. They have to do that in practice. They have to work with their players in practice. So when the game comes, the players know what to do. They play the game, not you. A weekly coaching scorecard is an example of one, but you see desired results or the key results and goals for that individual that will tree up to the key results and goals for the company. In this case, average shop time. You have the goals here in the green area. Then you look at, is it red, Y, or G? You put those letters in these cells and it turns them red, green. So if they're red, how can I help you? You're not getting it done. What's going on? Any way I can help you? If they're green, great. Good job. What'd you learn? How'd you do that? What were some of your successes? People change their behaviors when you give them positive reinforcement as quickly after that behavior as you can. If you get too many reds, and you keep asking, how can I help you? And you keep giving them help and they keep being red, then you found someone that really isn't ever probably going to be a C player, and somebody that never can get to the point where they'll be accountable for the results. Everything you put over in this left column, you need agreement on. So as far as the goals are concerned, you get agreement on it. You don't tell them what they're going to be. You get them to agree again. Take ownership of them. Standardized forms. These are skills and competencies that you think together, both of you agree that they need to get better at. So QuickBooks skills on inventory. So maybe they spend an hour a week online to learn QuickBooks skills. So each time they come in to the quick conversation, how'd it go? Well, green, good. You made great progress? Yeah. All right, what'd you learn? Well, I learned how to do this, or I learned how to do that, right? Key accountabilities, rocks. Inventory min maxes. He wants to get the min maxes in for the top 50. That's going to take 2 hours a week. and he's doing a good job. The last part is living our core values. So we put the core values down here, and you ask them to tell you one or two core values that they saw exhibited in the company this week. In other words, attaboys for themselves or for others in the company that are exhibiting the core values. So you do this 10-15 minutes. You can do it every week or every other week. There's also a software program that I recommend called 15-5 that allow you to do this automatically. Maybe meet with them once a month, but you can do it online once a week. It reminds them to do it each week. They send it in, you comment on back to them on it, and then once, maybe every 3 weeks, once a month, you meet one-on-one and go over it. But it'll just make it easier for everybody to do, but it'll make sure that it's done. Another working above the line as a coach, morning huddles. 15 minutes, going over 2-second lean 4 times a week, and then in a minute you'll see a weekly meeting where we bring everybody together to go over the numbers and other things for the company as a whole. 2-second lean. This is probably the most powerful program that I've seen in my coaching career and business career as far as empowering and engaging everyone in your company. And it's all about finding small things that are waste in your business every day. It's really above the line execution. It's asking everyone to take a few moments every day when they're doing their jobs. Nobody knows their jobs better than they do. When they see something that bugs them, something that's a waste, something time, motion, and we'll talk about them in a moment, but everybody in your company, there's tremendous waste in action, motion, time, waiting in everybody's job. And you want them to see those things, own them, solve them, fix them, and then do it. Fix it. So this is the most empowering and engaging thing you can get all your people to do, and it fits perfectly in line with delegating decisions and control to your company and to your team. So it's all about seeing waste and eliminating it everywhere. It's in the office, it's out in the shop, it's in the plant, it's in your salespeople, it's everywhere in your company. So it's continually improving processes because it's not a static process. Everybody knows their job. It's just constantly seeing things that bug them and fixing them right on the spot. Stop fighting through your job. You tell them, don't fight through your job. Let's make it easier and more efficient and more fun. And you got to get a rhythm into the business. So every morning you spend about 10 to 15 minutes doing the 3 S's. You clean, you organize, and you can make things consistent. So they do their little 2-second leans, but they clean their areas, they organize their areas for the day, then they come to a quick 15-minute meeting, which is a daily huddle where they're going to share what they've done, share the successes they've had, share their tricks of the trade, their 2-second leans. And why it's called 2-second leans is everybody's got 2 seconds they can see in their job every day in which they can cut out of their job and make more efficient. So again, it fits perfectly. See the waste, own it, solve it, and do it. There's lots of information on this. There's a book, Paul Akers, called 2-Second Lean, and thousands of videos showing how it works. But there's 8 wastes, and that's what you want them to see. There's defects, there's overproduction, there's waiting, there's unused talent, transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. And this isn't just for manufacturing, it's for every business and every discipline within the business. We all have waste, and we got to cut those wastes to be more efficient, more profitable, and to serve our customers better. 1 day a week we have a weekly huddle. It's about 20 minutes. Go around the room and ask for 2-second leans and other wins. Get everybody talking first before you talk. Then share the key results and the goals. How are we doing? And then dashboards with rocks on them. Your 3 to 5 major rocks for the company. We'll have a dashboard and show the progress, yes or no. We've got greens or reds. We don't try to solve problems in this meeting. We don't have a staff meeting. It's just a quick review of how we're doing. If there's issues that we need to address because rocks aren't getting done, we do that in separate meetings after this meeting. So success. Be successful as a leader of a company. You got to remember it's doing the right things in small amounts over a long period of time. It's really creating new habits and initiating those habits with language that we've talked about in these presentations. So success, remember, on a continuum of 1 to 10, doing what you want to do. 1 to 10, how often are you working in quad 2 things? How often are you working on your purpose, on your key results, on your mission for your company? Those are the things we want to do more and more and more of, and more of our time taken up with those things. When you want to do it. So remember, work fills the time allotted. Don't work overtime. You don't want your employees to work overtime. You shouldn't be working overtime. The only way you're going to do that is to work more in quad 2, be doing above the line things that are going to make all your people more efficient and productive, and delegating decisions and control down to your team, little by little. With whom do you want to do it with? You want A players to be surrounding you. You want your family. You want your friends. Who are those people? You want to be working with the kinds of people you want to work with, again, on a continuum of 1 to 10. And in a manner you want to do it. At a profitability level that'll make sure that you can live your life and your family in the manner that you want to do it. So that's success to me. Continuum of 1 to 10, as far on the left as we can get. 8s, 9s, and 10s. And to do that, you've got to start learning how to delegate decisions and building a team of winners and A players. So these presentations have all talked about the leadership matrix. The right people doing the right things right, clarity, focus, execution, rhythm, and language. So this is the process, the 9-step process for slowly and surely, success equals doing the right things in small amounts over a long period of time to be able to take your company from where it is today to where you want it to be in the future. Summary, Leadership 2020, the leadership matrix. Leaders talk last. You must be committed to key results, goals, to the appointments you make with yourself to work in quad 2. Working in quad 2 is the key to being able to build a company that works for you versus one that relies on you to work. And to do that, we've got to delegate decisions and build a team of people that are accountable for results. You want to work above the line. That means planning. That means working in quad 2, designing more of the time. The work you do there will make your life more balanced, give you more time to do other things, and ensure that your employees are engaged and your employees are really engaged with the mission of the company itself. You've got to see it. What is your mission and vision? You've got to establish those so that everyone in the company can see it. You've got to own it by benchmarking, by setting key results and goals, by solving it by putting in best practices like 2-second lean, strategies, rocks, experience, beliefs. And you got to do it. And to do it, you've got to build a rhythm in the business. You've got to start coaching. You've got to evaluate your team. You got to go out and top grade your team. And you have to get that rhythm and that language in your business so that you're continually following up and executing. So thanks for listening to all this. And remember, learning's not enough. You got to take action.